Hi there, this is Elisa. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a member of the LearnWorlds customer support team. This is going to be a webinar on how to create your first course using the LearnWorlds platform. Follow along and see how in a few very easy steps, your first course will be ready. All right, so let me actually start by sharing my screen. Okay, so what you should be seeing is me signed into one of our test schools. The scenario is that this is going to be an English teaching school. And this is where we're going to create our course from. Now, as you have understood, you need to have access to a LearnWorlds school in order to follow along with these steps. If you don't have one already, then don't worry. All you need to do is head over to our main page /get started, and you can get your free 30-day trial from here. Okay, so let me go back. Now there are two options for us to create a course on the admin dashboard. Before we go over there, let me actually elaborate a bit more on what we're seeing here. So like I said, this is the general administrator dashboard of the school. This is where you see information regarding new signups, revenues, how many users you have, how many courses you have, any conversion rates, any exams, events, and so on from here. Okay, so from here we have two main options where we can create our course from. So the first one is the shortcut on the top right here, and the other one is the main course menu to the left, and then create a course. Either or will take you through the same steps and the same wizard, so it's entirely up to you. Now, of course, the first thing we're going to want to add is the title of the course. I'm going to make a course regarding grammar, so we're going to name this Easy Grammar, and then I'm going to click on Next. Next up, we can configure the last part of the URL. We call this the Slack part. I like to keep this simple and relative to the course itself, just in case anybody needs to memorize this. So I'm going to leave it as it is and click on Next. Then we'll have to select the access type of the course. It could be a paid one, a draft one, it could be a coming soon one, a free one, or even a private one. There's another option that's added over here right after we create the course, so we'll see this as we go. Then, since it's a paid course, we're gonna have to set up a pricing for it. Let's make this 700. And I'm gonna, if you'd like, you can even offer a discount from here. I'm gonna click on Next. Then we can add an image onto the course card. So I'm gonna click on Upload right here. This menu will pop up where you can upload your image from your device, or you can select from the ones already uploaded into your school. You can search free images via Unsplash, use your camera, Dropbox, another link, or even a different site template. I'm going to go for the images already uploaded into my school, and I'm going to select this one and click on Next. Then we have what we call the drip feed feature. In general, courses are structured in sections, so this feature right here allows you to make those sections available in a timely manner. The drip feed option has two main modes, so drip by days and drip by date. We're going to leave this to drip by days, and we're going to see it in more detail in a little bit. So I'm clicking on Finish. And just like that, the first course is ready. Of course, it's just mainly the frame of the course. We haven't really added any data yet. But this is what we're seeing after the steps. You'll see that there's a few tabs right here regarding the course's settings. The first one is the layout tab. You may hear us call this the overview page, promotional page of the course as well. This is basically, if you think of the course as a book, this would be the cover of the book. So basically, the first contact that somebody will have with your course, this is where you would want to add both nice visuals as well as information regarding what the course will offer, even the learning activities that you will list. And of course, you can also add information regarding the author as well, and means on how somebody can actually enroll into this course. As you can see, this is a paid one. You can see the pricing that which is set from here. And of course, you can edit this by clicking on the edit page. This will take you to our site builder tool where you can further edit this page. Now, we're not going to be doing this today, but if you'd like to have more information on how the site builder tool works, then all you need to do is either head over to our webinar page, learnworlds.com/daily-webinar, or you may even find those under resources. And you can see that we actually have webinars dedicated on this, specifically this one from my colleague Brett. If you feel like you don't have enough time for that, then you can head over to our main channel on YouTube, where we have a few very interesting videos uploaded, specifically also on the site builder tool as well. All right, so let me go back. So let's go over to the content stuff. I believe this to be the most important one. This is where you actually start the building part of the course. Now, like I mentioned earlier, courses are structured in sections. So let's go ahead and create our first section, and we're going to be adding activities inside the section. So I'm clicking on Add Section. I'm going to name this Intro. And you can set a different access mode per section. So remember, the course overall was set to being a paid one, but we can have the section being free even if you'd like. That's entirely up to you. You can add a little description for it, and then we'll have to configure the drip feed section, the drip feed option. So we set this to drip by days. Now, if I set this to 2, this could be days or even weeks. It's entirely up to you. But if I set it to drip by days and set the number 2 over here, that would mean that if I enroll into this course today, this first section would be available for me, or any section, if this was another section, this would be available to me in 2 days from now. Until then, it would remain locked and I wouldn't have access to the learning activities inside this section, right? Now, this is the first mode of the drip feed option. There's another mode, drip by date, where you can select a global date for all learners into the course. All right, so now if you'd like, you can also enable an email notification for when the section drips, just so that you can inform them that this is now available. Now, this is the first section that we created. I like to keep this to 0, just so that I make it a little bit more friendly. You know, I just enrolled into this course, so I don't want to have to wait 2 days for this material to be available for me, right? So it would make more sense to have this available right away, and then perhaps set the drip feed option into a later section. So I'm going to keep this to 0 for now, and I'm going to click on Save. You'll see the first section is ready. It's set to draft. We can change that. I'll make this a paid one if you'd like. And you can go back to the settings if you click on the little pencil right here as well. Now, if you have more than one sections, then you can actually reorder them from here with buttons, with the arrows. You can create a new one or just select this one as well. Sections can include learning activities, and that's the most important part, and that's what we're going to be adding. So I'm going to be clicking right here. This menu pops up where you see all the categories of learning activities that we support. So the first one is multimedia. Of course, you can add videos, you can add ebooks, PDFs, YouTube videos, SoundCloud tracks, MP3 audio files, SCORM HTML files. You can even have live sessions via the help of Zoom and WebEx. So you need to have a Zoom or WebEx account connected into your school prior to adding such an activity. You can add simple meetings or even webinars such as this one. Then we have our questionnaires and assessment engine. You can have self-assessment quizzes where your users get immediate response. You can have regular exams, open-end assignments, and even the ability for your learners to submit a file. Then you can also offer proof of knowledge via certificates, either after an exam or perhaps towards the end of the course. It's entirely up to you. And you may embed even more items, either directly via code, or if you have presentations, you can add those via SlideShare. And you may even add whole external pages into your course as well. Let's go over to the beginning. We are going to be adding the most popular one. So let me kick this off with a video. I'm going to name this Spoken English. And you can either click on Enter or Save. It's the same. And then Settings. So you can review the title from here again. You can add the description. You can see it's a video. You can change up the icon. And the most important part is where's the system going to draw the video from? So you'd see that the first option is from Course Video Library. Now that would refer to this tab right here, right? So each one of your courses has its own video library where you can upload your videos and then use them throughout the course or the other courses even. We do suggest that you compress your videos prior to adding them here, just to make sure that you don't spend enough, a lot of time on the uploading process. So let me go back over here and let's see what other options we have. So besides that, if you have a Vimeo or Wistia account, then you can connect that into your school and get your videos from there. If you don't, then don't worry. There's another option right here. You can actually reuse a video that's located into another course. So as you can see right here, I have another course with quite a similar name to the one that we just created, and I'm going to be borrowing the video that's located into that course. So I click right here, and then all I need to click on the plus icon button, and I'll expand this and use this video right here. Then you'll see the digital download section over here. This feature is present in almost all learning activities, and it allows you to basically attach a file into the learning activity. That could be any file that you need to share with your learners and have them being able to download locally. That could be a PDF, that could be an image, an audio, a short video, really almost any file that you like. You may even add a background image for this learning activity too, and I'm clicking on save. You'll see another button appears right here, edit video. So let's see what that does. I'm going to click on edit video. That will take us to the interactive video player. And you heard well, this basically allows you to add interactive elements on top of your video. So what are those elements? It could be either simple text, and you can see that from here. And you'll see where the text is located at, and each category has its own templates. It could be images, pointers, or even logos. It could be different interactions such as buttons, offers, questions, and you'll see that questions are very interesting. They have the possible answers right next to them. And you may even embed items on top of the video. Then you can add a table of contents, showcase what the video is going to be talking about, and allow them to jump to that section right away via the headings over here. You can select your video's thumbnail image. So either select one from the first frame, a different frame of the video, or just upload it from your device. Then you may even create or even upload subtitles, so closed captions. If you have them ready in an SRT file format, then you can upload them from here. If you do not, then creating them is very easy. All you need to do is click on the language and then click on generate. Now, since we just borrowed this video from another course, you'll see that the subtitles are actually ready, but we can delete those. You may even edit them and proofread them and then make them public, but you can delete those and create them again if you like. Then we have a very, very interesting and helpful feature. We call this the interactive transcript. What this essentially does is that it translates into written format, into written text, whatever is verbally spoken during the video. That one is also in synchronization with the speaker, and it does follow along just so that you don't get lost and you know exactly what the speaker is saying. This can be generated again. You choose the language. It's pretty much the same process as the subtitles. You do have the ability to proofread it before making it public, and your learners also have the ability to download this too. Next up, we have the watermarks. So add a watermark into your videos just to protect them from potential copiers, perhaps. Then you can choose the player skin. Just choose the one you like the most from here. We have next up the video statistics section. This section basically offers analytics information regarding engagement from the users towards this video. Let's give this a moment to retrieve the data. All right, so it will give you information such as the average engagement, total plays, play rate, and you also have a little heat map right under the video where it shows you the most popular parts of the video. And you can even load more analytics by this button right here. And finally, you'll see that we have a list of added elements. So this would allow you to manage any interactive elements that you've added. So far, we haven't. So let's basically change that. I'm going to go over here and we're going to go and add a button. Just select the one that you like the most. This can be relocated from here. I can resize this too. And of course, I can edit the text from the top over here, or just, delete this and start typing it in. If you can also duplicate this, you can delete it even. And you can also have more editing options. So from here, you can select the start time, the end time, and the duration. So basically, when will this appear on the screen and how long will it stay on for? By default, it's set to appear right away and stay on for 5 seconds. This is completely okay for example, but you can change this up from here. Next up, we have more formatting options. So bold, italics, underline. You can select the font size, background color, letter spacing, line height, and so on. So all of these are available from here, or some of them, and most of them are also located on the top bar. Next, you can choose the behavior. So what will happen on the show? Will the video pause? Will it sound a bell? On click, will the video pause? Or you may even add an indication for another interactivity. Next up is what will happen if I actually click on the button. So I can set it to nothing. I can have it open a link, show a message, and I do actually like this. You'll see there is a few message templates for you to choose from, and you may even edit those, edit the text and the image. And you can even make it take you to a different point of the video. I think the message is okay. I'm going to save this setting right here. And finally, you can even add a little animation to it if you like. All right, so I saved this. Let me go back over here. And this will actually take us back to the contents tab, just so that we can add a few more activities. And then we can preview what we've done from the user point of view. All right, so after the video, let's go ahead and let's add an exam, shall we? I'm going to name this assessment. All right, and again, either enter or save is the same. And edit questions. Now, before we're ready to edit our questions, let's configure some of the general settings of the exam. Those are the duration, and you can do that from here if you choose to enable it. So let's set this, for instance, to 10 minutes. I can have the questions being random. I can set a maximum number of tries. So for instance, if I set this to 2 and I fail on the first time, I have one more chance for the exam. I can notify them prior to submitting. I can choose to show their mistakes. I can offer a file for downloading if they're successful. I can navigate them automatically to the next option, to the next question. And of course, I'll have to set up the passing grade. So I'll set this to 70% and click on save. All right, so the settings are done. So let's go ahead and actually select the questions, right? So if I hover over here, you'll see that we have basically 3 types of questions, but it's basically two main categories. So multiple choice questions with one or more than one right answers, and true or false type of questions. We're going to be adding both just so that we can see how that looks like. So you'll see that this is a multiple choice question, and we can actually add our question right here. So I'm going to be saying which spelling is correct. And I can type my possible answers right here. Let's do summer. This is correct. And I'll also do summer with an A. Now, if you'd like, you can add more options. I feel like 2 are enough for now, so I'm deleting the extra ones. You can further format these again with the top bar here, so keep that in mind. That's almost always there for you. And let's also go ahead and add a true or false type of question. Again, you can see over here that this is true or false. It's saying, is the following statement true or false? So I can either rephrase this or leave this as it is and type my statement right here. So I'm going to say that English is easy. And I'm going to set this as incorrect or true. And save. All right, so the exam is ready. Let's go back. Again, this is going to take us back to the contents tab just so that we can add a few more activities. Again, I'm trying to add the most popular ones just so that you can see the process here. So again, I'm going to click on add activity over here. And let's go ahead and add a live Zoom call. Shall we do that? I'm going to name this live meeting and click on enter. Not live meeting, definitely not live meeting. So if I click on the title, I can just review this. Or I may even do so from here. So if I click on settings, you'll see that you can even review the title from here. It is indeed a Zoom meeting. I can switch up the icon from here. Now remember, like I mentioned earlier, you need to have your Zoom or WebEx, if you go with WebEx account, connected into your school prior to adding such an activity, right? So as you can see, I do have my Zoom account connected into the school. Those can be done from your settings. And I can set up the name of the meeting, a little description for it. Of course, I'll have to set up the date. You'll see a little calendar pops up, the time even. And I can enable, I can set up the duration or even enable a password from here. Then I may also offer the ability for them to join directly through the Zoom client or not. We also have a few options regarding auto recording when the call starts, so make sure to check these out as well. And then we have the digital download section. We did see this earlier on, so if you'd like, you can add a file here or not. And I'm going to click on save. And I'm actually going to go back into the call and click on settings, and you'll see that 2 options appeared. The start button is right here if you want to start the meeting, and you also have the join URL over here in case you need to share that with anybody. All right, let's go ahead and add 2 more things. I'm going to be adding a PDF file. Let's name this notes. Adding a PDF file is pretty straightforward, very, very easy. All you need to do is create the activity and click on settings and basically select your file. So I'm clicking on select. Mine is called VOC, so let me search this up. All right, so it's this one, and you'll see the progress right here. It's been uploaded. Now, keep in mind that when you are uploading a file, you do not wish for it to carry any special characters on the name field. So the name of the file needs to be in Latin, otherwise the system will not allow it to be uploaded. All right, so the file is ready. You can add the pages if you like, and I'm clicking on save right here. And finally, let's also go ahead and add an ebook. Ebooks, again, are very popular on online courses. So ebook. Now, if you remember, I don't know if I mentioned, but there's two ways for you to have ebooks. Well, three basically, but two main. So if you have your ebook in a Microsoft Word file, then you can import those from here. If you don't, then don't worry, you can actually create those from scratch. And you can do so from here via the help of those elements. And you'll see that each category of elements has also some templates for you. But if you also are tech savvy and you have knowledge of HTML, then you can do so via coding as well. We're going to go for the easy option over here, and we're going to be selecting a few elements to create our ebook. So I'm going to go for a heading. Again, choose the template that you like the most. Those are semi-editable, so you can edit the text. Of course, you can use the top bar. You can edit the color that's on the top right here. You can edit the background image again. The image library will pop out for you to select the image. But I feel like these are okay for now. Let's also go ahead and add some text, right? Usually the most ebooks are mostly consisting of text. So I can either start typing it in, or if I have my text somewhere else, I can get it from there. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be borrowing some text from Wikipedia right here. Now, keep in mind that when you are pasting text from an external source, there's a high chance that the text will carry formatting rules. We do not wish for this to be transferred over to your page, as they may interfere with your page's source code. So if you are on a Mac, you can paste this via Command Shift and V. If you are on Windows, then you can paste this by Control Shift and V. And your text will be here with no rules. And let me also add an image just to make this a little bit more visually appealing. So this is what the image holder looks like. I click on the Add Image. This familiar window will pop up. And once more, I'm going to select one just so that I can save up some time. I'm going to go for this one. Look at this water. This looks beautiful. And I'm going to click on Save. All right, so I'm going to go back. Again, this will take us back to the Contents tab. And this is where we're taken. Now, let's actually preview what we've done so far. Actually, one last thing before we do that. A very good idea right after an exam, if you'd like, would be to add a certificate for your learners. So basically a proof of knowledge. Like I said, you can add a certificate either after an exam or even towards the end of the course. The platform does offer you a default file for the certificate, but if you have yours, then you can upload that too. All right, so let's see what we've done so far, and let's turn ourselves into regular users instead of admin. So we can do so in two main ways. We can either create a test user account from here, or we may even use the preview buttons over here. So the first one, I would refer to the layout page of the course, which is this one, but we didn't edit this one, so there's really no point on previewing that. So let's go over this option. This would basically preview the course player. So basically, where the learning takes place and where your users will view the learning activities over here. Let's give this a moment to load. Okay, so I paused the video. You'll see that to the left, we have the main navigation panel. So I can navigate through the learning activities simply by clicking on one, or I can even do so from the buttons right here. I can go back to the layout page of the course from here. I can see the course name, my progress on the course, who else is enrolled into this course, and even have a lot of discussion for it. This can even collapse so that you have the full screen to yourselves. And now let's see the activities that we just added. So the first thing we added was the video. You can have this in full screen if you like. The subtitles can be enabled from here. And you'll see that this is the interactive transcript, and I can actually download it from here as well. All right, so the first thing is the button. You'll see that it did appear right away. If I click on it, I should begin the message like I am, and this should disappear in 5 seconds after I'm watching the video. So let's play, and you'll see that the interactive transcript is also in synchronization with the speaker.
Hi, I'm Ollie. Welcome to Oxford Online English. In this lesson,
right, so indeed, as Ollie here is speaking, the text is being highlighted accordingly, just so that you don't get lost on what the speaker is saying. All right, so next up, we had the exam, I believe. So you'll see the duration on the top right here. You'll see that we have 2 questions, the first one. So let's go ahead and answer those. Yes, summary is the right spelling. Yep, I believe this to be true. So I'm clicking on submit. It asks if I'm ready, just in case I skipped a question by mistake. So I'm clicking on submit. I am ready. It says that we passed. We had 2 right answers and 0 wrong ones. I can retake the exam if I'd like, and I may even view my answers. Next up, I believe, was the live Zoom call. This is what we're seeing. It says the live session is not ready yet. This is indeed correct. We did create it. However, we did not start the call. So this is what we're seeing. But if the admin had started the call, then your students would be able to join the call directly from the course player layout without necessarily having a Zoom account. So I'm clicking on next. Then we have the PDF file. This is how the PDF player looks like. You can jump into any page from here, or even by scrolling on the page. You can zoom in and out. You can full screen it, print it, or even download it. This can be also disabled if you don't wish to have them. And finally, we have the ebook. Ebooks are very interesting and very, very useful. This is how the ebook looks like. There's also a few tools for your learners. So if I select the text, I can actually highlight it if I want to. You can choose the color of the highlighter. And I may even create little notes on the sides, which is very helpful right here. So let me just write a note. And you can create as many as you like, and you may even just delete those options that you just did. All right, so this is what the course player is like. Now let me go back over here and really go through these other options right here. So next up, we have the Access tab. So this is regarding the courses access. We did see this earlier on, but you'll see that there's an extra option over here. So enrollment closed. If you don't wish to admit any new learners onto this course, then you can set this to be enrollment closed. You can also have the public URL of the course over here in case you need to share that with anybody. The dream feed option can be disabled from here. You may even have your course to expire. This is entirely up to you. You can set up the navigation after somebody purchases the course from here. Next up, we have the pricing tab. So this is only enabled for paid courses, of course. So if it's a free course, this tab right here will be grayed out and you won't be able to edit it. So the course pricing can be edited from here. The discount, if you'd like to apply it, can be applied over here. And keep in mind that paid courses can be sold in a few ways in LearnWorlds. So you can sell it as a one-off payment, you can sell it as part of a subscription plan, or even via installment plans. Now, keep in mind that those last two require Stripe as a payment gateway. So this is very important. If you're wishing to offer installment plans or subscription plans, you need to have Stripe connected as your payment gateway. Then you can also sell your courses as part of a bundle or even via discount coupons too. So these would appear over here, all the payment options for this course. Next up, we have the settings for the course card. So you can search up the image from here, the title of the course. You can have a little description for it, add a label for it, information regarding the author. You can even assign categories and create categories to your course. And then we have the search engine optimization option. Those information are extracted automatically for you. But if you do have SEO knowledge, then you can turn this off and do it manually even. Next up, we have the settings for the course player. Now, the course player layout is the one right here. You can select the player skin, just select the one you like the most. And you can select what to show and what to not show. So, for instance, the course theme or the back to course button or the student's progress bar or the learners tab or the discussion tab. So anything that you do not wish to show on the course player, you can disable it from here. Then you'll have to select the navigation between the learning activities. So by default, it's set to free. You can set this to being sequential or linear, or you can have the navigation with prerequisites and set your own learning activity prerequisites. You can have your courses being auto-progressed. You can rephrase or even hide those navigation buttons, and you can choose when a learning activity or the course overall is considered completed from here. And you can also choose to apply the above settings to your other courses as well. Next up, we have the video library. We did see this earlier. So each course has its own video library, but these are essentially open. So basically they can be visited from other courses. And this is very helpful in case you need to reuse a video. You don't have to upload it again and again. And finally, we have the administrator dashboard, but only this one is not the same as the one we saw in the beginning. This one is specifically dedicated to this course, and you can only see information regarding this course. So revenue, product sales, you may even filter these. You can see how many users are enrolled into this course, any new ones, any certifications that were earned, latest exams, assignments, sales, latest users. So anything regarding the course can be found on this dashboard right here. All right, so this is all for me. I do hope this is helpful. Again, if you'd like more information, you can always join our weekly webinars again, or you could direct your questions to our support team at support@learnworlds.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.